So I am doing my informative speech on superstition, and I thought I would dress kind of like a witch because I feel like that's what's most commonly associated. So I don't know if you can see my shoes, but they're really awesome. All right, so what I was gonna do was just give you I guess the main ones, the ones that everybody are familiar with, and sort of break it down, what we believe now, where it comes from, and like a little bit of a backstory. So, I think we're all familiar with the Friday the 13th, and originally it was a symbol of good luck and good fortune in ancient Chinese and also Egyptian, obviously, cultures. The Egyptians believed that there were 13 stages to life, and that the 13th, the final stage, was when, it was like a rite of passage. You got to descend to the heavens, and it was seen as a very sacred thing. It wasn't until Christianity came along and Judas betrayed Jesus that it sort of took on a whole nother meaning. So the reason why that's associated with 13 is because during the Last Supper there was 13 people. So this guy right here is Judas, and everybody's like hating on him, they all hate him.
Why?
So we are familiar with Jason Voorhees. I mean, there's been lots and lots of these movies, and I think that it really kind of helps solidify that fear in the Friday the 13th. There's like a counterculture now where people believe that it's lucky. So there's just like a couple of things right here. These are all different brands. There's a saloon in New York. And then on Friday the 13th, you can actually get a free Friday the 13th tattoo at any tattoo shop. You just go in there and they give you one. So let's see here. Moving on, we have the black cat. Here's some.
Adorable.
Also an ancient Egypt thing. Black cats were thought to bring protection from death and evil. They were very highly regarded. And this picture right here is actually, they would bury their cats and give them ceremonies. Like, it was like a really huge, huge deal. So black cats specifically were meant to bring extra good luck. In Ireland and in England, they still believe that black cats are lucky. This is like a little souvenir memento thing. This is a nice little poem. And over here, I thought this was interesting. It's like they have a little bag of black cat hair that you can take to the casino with you, and apparently it'll win you a lot of money or whatever. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but okay. So obviously, black cats have another association now. They are said to be, demons, evil spirits. This was around the Middle Ages when witchcraft was coming about, and for whatever reason, witches were, chose to take them in as pets, and it was believed that witches could turn into black cats. So if a black cat crossed your path, it was like a witch was crossing your path. And the reason that was seen as a death omen is because if you were seen associated with witches, you would be stoned to death. So, okay, we have mirrors. Breaking a mirror, 7 years bad luck. Don't do it, I guess. So it was actually the Romans that were the first to create glass mirrors. And then you have, I don't know if you guys have seen Hercules, but he's looking into the pool, the reflection pool of all the souls. And it was said that if you, before mirrors, there were a lot of cultures that believed if you looked in your reflection in a pool of water, that you were allowing evil spirits to inhabit your body, and that you would like if there were ripples in the water, it meant that your soul was corrupted. So it was kind of like you could test and see how pure you were through that. So after breaking a mirror meant that your soul would become trapped inside. So we have this guy right here. I don't know how long he's been in there, but he doesn't seem that happy. So it meant pretty much that your health would be broken, and that, essentially your soul, or like you, were vulnerable to evil spirits and to bad luck because your soul was trapped and your soul was seen as something that could protect you from these things. So the Romans believed that it took 7 years to restore your soul after looking into a mirror. So that's where the term 7 years bad luck comes from. Ways to reverse the curse. We have this nice lady right here. She's grinding up some pieces of mirror. It was believed that if you were to grind up the shattered pieces, that it would take away the reflection, which would take away the curse. You could also bury the pieces under a tree during a full moon. And last but not least, you could wash away the broken mirror pieces down a southern flowing river, because those rivers were said to lead to back to hell. So you're basically just taking the curse and shoving it back to hell. There is also the myth of Bloody Mary, and that's sort of like, I guess, like a modern day version of, breaking a mirror, kind of along the same lines. If you say Bloody Mary in a mirror 3 times, she comes and slits your throat like that guy.
1 minute in the speech left.
Okay. So stepping under a ladder. This guy's doing it. He doesn't care. It was said to be sacred because of the 3 points: the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It was said that only Christians who believed would be cursed, and if you did it anyway, you were a Satan worshiper and you deserved bad luck. And it was also said, actually, let's go back. But anyway, modern day reasons to not step under a ladder. This might happen to you, so don't do it. And last but not least, break your mama's back. Step on a crack, break your mama's back. Actually came from the late 19th century, where the original phrase was, step on a crack and your mother will turn black. It was born out of racism. So we have a little, stuff going on. It's also believed that the number of times you stepped on cracks would correlate to how many bones your mother would break. In the mid-20th century, they believed that, they would tell children that if you stepped on a crack, a bear would come and eat you for lunch. Also, cracks in the street were seen as dimensions to the underworld, and demons like these guys could come get you if you weren't careful. There's a little comic here. It's basically like, if you step on a crack, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. So there's a lot of different versions. Are they prevalent today? Maybe not, but just don't, I guess, step on a crack anyway. All right, so quiz. Ancient Egyptians, you can just shout them out.